Hey guys, Avatar here, welcome back. We're going to do a Hawken update here today, okay? It's a new series I'm going to start doing where I kind of just go over a quick, nice little overview of the patch notes. Today being the March patch notes, of course, of 2014. And how I feel about them, how I think they're going to affect the game, if any big news hits or anything like that. So let's just jump right in. I think the biggest thing that's hitting us right now is the actual cockpit customization. So let me show you that real quick. Pretty cool. It's actually pretty extensive, to be honest with you. You are able to go ahead and choose different colors, what you want your friends to look like. So if I want them to be yellow-green, shows you all this stuff becomes yellow-green down here, everywhere on your radar. Pretty cool. Orange, peach even, bright green. Some of these are free, some of them do cost, which is, I'm happy they gave us some free, right? Pale yellow. It's actually cool to see, like, you can completely have different hues on your cockpit. As well as neutral, change the color of where it says like XP, a little bit, things like that, the team-based stuff. And then foes is even cool as well. As you see, the enemy will be red, as well as on your radar is red. It's pretty straightforward, pretty basic, but awesome, nice little cosmetic patch they applied. Pretty cool. I also like the fact that we have different primary. Now, these all do cost money. But we can see a circle reticle, broken X, notched crosshair, slide sight, classic X, and sci-fi Y. Pretty cool. I really do like it. So you can also, of course, use normal Hawken points as well. So it's pretty cool. You don't have to spend real money on these things. If you're like me and you have, well, I guess I don't have abundance of Hawken credits, but it's getting up there. And then I think the biggest thing that people are kind of happy with are the decorations that they now have. So you can have Mr. Red Puffer, you can have Mr. Green Puffer, and then you can have another decoration, a cup of noodles right there. And then top it off, you can have an extinguisher, hellfires, or a tow rocket. All very cool, very nice additions to the game. Kind of spruce it up a little bit and give yourself a nice little, I mean, come on. In play with these things, it seems pretty badass if you ask me. Now these are only meteor credits only, so keep that in mind. It's alright. I think I make the money some way, right? I love this game, so I'm okay with it. Now besides the cosmetic upgrades, they have done other updates as well. Now I'm not going to go into detail with all of them or anything like that, but I will link all of them in the comments below, so you can definitely check that out if you want. They've done team balancing. They've upgraded it, which has been long overdue. Everyone's been looking for it. More weight will now be placed on factors such as the size of each team and which team is losing or winning when determining where new players are placed, as well as parties may now split up for a team switch if no one volunteers. If a player is switched in this manner, they still receive the same bonus as if they were to volunteer. Now, also, they've increased, or I should say, they've limited the maximum field of view angle to 110 degrees, and you can no longer, adjust that to go higher, which is pretty cool. A few other things. Really, the nut and potatoes of this is some of the mechs that got, kind of increased. Now, overall, in general, the increased run speed and boost speed for all mechs is by 2 meters, unless specifically noted otherwise. As well as they added a 0.4 second delay to fuel regeneration after dodging, and dodging now causes mechs to appear on the radar, as well as player can no longer fire their weapons immediately after boosting. I honestly think this kind of nerfs the light mechs more. Just in general. Everyone is pretty much under the assumption that light mechs pretty much like curb stomp or pub stomp newbies or even average players, but once you get to the higher end gameplay, not so much. So I'm a little bit surprised that they kind of nerfed him. I guess it's not light specific, it just feels light specific to me. Anywho, the Brawler, he has the increased boost range from 21 to 24. The increased run speed from 12 to 14, and a decreased fuel tank from 130 to 126. So I feel like that's a little bit of overall of a buff to him. Did the Brawler really need to be any faster? I mean, maybe. Yeah, probably. The Brawler's pretty dang slow to begin with. The Raider gets a much needed buff. Increased armor from 480 to 515. Increased boost speed from 32.4 to 33.7. But they did increase the overheat recovery from 4.25 to 5 seconds. Well, dodging on the Predator now makes the cloak temporarily break. They have increased fuel regeneration on the Incinerator from 7.77 to 8.5. And the Grenadier also has increased boost speed and increased run speed as well. So just a few couple buffs there for a couple of the mechs, as well as some of the weapons. We have the Corsair KLA, which of course is for the Raider. Increased damage per projectile from 18.75 to 21, so that's a pretty nice, hefty increase right there. The Flak Cannon got a little bit of a nerf. The Seeker got a little bit of a nerf. The EOC Repeater increased the mine lifetime a couple seconds and increased the direct hit damage a little bit as well, so a little bit of buff there. And the T32 Bolt increased the damage, but decreased time per shot and increased fall-off distance. So T34, pretty much all those got pretty much buffed except for the Secret and Flak Cannon, which is pretty cool. Another feature that they added was HE charge can now be detonated in midair just by pressing the button again, which is gonna be, I feel like that's gonna change some tactics. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I love the HE charge, so I'm pretty stoked for that one. Healing drones are now visible in holograms. Thrown repair charges will now have a small disc base on the charge. It can also be thrown a bit further on a fully charged toss, similar to the heat charge. Pretty cool. They updated the heat dispersion on the incinerator, which added damage fall off. Enemies within the inner radius will take full damage. Enemies outside the radius will take a percentage of the full damage depending on distance. And they increased the damage radius from 32 to 36, and you can actually do that ability in the carousel now at the completion, which is pretty cool. Kind of just making sure this game's, you know, polishing up even more so. Let's see, is there anything else good in here? Well, they got some new challenge modes, which you might want to read about. I'm not a big challenge kind of guy, so I'm going to skip over those. They removed it of an evidently a unfair vantage point in eco, which is exciting, I guess. I really don't know. I really didn't know. I wasn't aware of that, but hey, it is what it is. Overall, these buffs and nerfs and whatever have you, it's very interesting to see the cosmetic changes. I'm pumped about them. You can bet your dollar that I'll probably be buying some cosmetics myself to kind of see how it looks and the feel of it all. It's very exciting. As well as, I think that might try to play the Raider a little bit more. The Raider seems to be a very... Everyone loves the Raider, at least in my opinion, they do. And once it kind of came over to Steam, it seems like it got nerfed a little bit, but hopefully it brings them back to fruition, makes them a little bit stronger, because, I mean, it's a Raider, man. He's awesome. Anyways, again, I'll link everything down below for you guys to read if you want to read them in their entirety. There's a bunch of bug fixes in there as well. Way too more than you guys want to hear me talk about. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.